Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's the final hour of trading. Friday, October the 14th, 2022. This is it, kids. Options expire in an hour for today, and then next week's contracts are next in line. Here we go, everyone. Hope you're having fun today.
The Intact Insurance app is your
Watching this market do what it's doing. We've got a 335 point drop on the Dow at the moment, but we were just off 400 not too many minutes ago. So that was the first time I think I saw that, as we steadily seem to be drifting lower and lower. And this is kind of reminding me of yesterday. It's sort of a reverse image. We were just going higher and higher and higher as the day went on, and here we are going lower, lower, and lower. We're off 73 on the S&P 500, and we're down 266, pardon me, 266 points on NASDAQ, 2.5%, 1.9% on S&P, and 1.1% on the Dow. So the Dow is only half off, the NASDAQ equivalent here. The Dow should be off 700 points to match what NASDAQ is really doing. It just kind of keep things in perspective here. Oil down $3.32 a barrel to $85.79. That is what's going on here. Man, unbelievable. 25.11 on GameStop. I've noticed that the low today was 24.87. So there's been about a 13, 24 cent bounce back. Nothing serious here. The Dow off, as I say, 324. Over on Amazon, down 453 to 108. Tesla down $13.21 today. Tesla's low today, 207. It's trading at 208. This is low territory. Those of you who've written $230 contracts, 235s, 240s, even some of you wrote 220s, 225s, you're watching your contracts back off and back off. Just allow them to keep on going. If this stock wants to reach 200, 198, then you'll be very generous. You'll buy back those calls for a nice low price, and then you'll write 210s, 215s, and we just continue forward, taking in the big money. Thank you, everybody. Apple down 401, 138.98. GameStop, like I said, down 47 to 25.09. SoFi at 488.5, down 20 cents. HPQ down 32 at 25.70. Rocket Lab is off 11 cents to 3.99. That's where we are at the moment. We've got, let's see here, Moderna is up 14 cents. ME down 16. Matterport down 8. ATIP is just down a penny. Smart Rent down 21 cents. Spire's off a half a penny. Cyxtera down 37, though, at 306, giving back some of the gains that they had the other day. Bed Bath & Beyond down 17.5 to 4.97. Pfizer is up 1 penny. That's it, 1 penny. Boeing up $1.10. Cisco down 36 cents. Home Depot is down 5.11. Carvana down 1.45 to $17.42. Robinhood is down 57 cents, holding at 10.06. Vanik Semiconductors off 5.55 to 175.31. I got IBM down 140 here at 120.39. Microsoft at $230.48 off 376. Goldman is off 576 to 301 or so dollars. Google's off $2 at 97.70. Meta 127.85 down 244. Twitter holding a gain of 33 to 50.67. BlackBerry down 18 cents. Royal Caribbean up 34. Target down $8 to 145.98. Retailers are not doing well. And they're not expected to do well. That's the other issue there. JP Morgan up $2.50 a share. Costco down $11.91. Walmart down $1.84. Retailers. Nvidia down $5.48. Disney's down $1.66 to $94.98. Could go lower. American Airlines is up 12 cents to $13.18. The only thing helping American Airlines today, lower fuel prices expected if these oil prices keep backing off. But I don't know, it's $13.18. This is hardly, stratospheric pricing for American Airlines. Netflix down $1, $231. Man, oh man, oh man. Micron is down $1.60. Intel to 26.23. Boy, what a run. What a market. Okay, let's take a look back up here. $318 drop on the Dow. Is the Dow going to have a bit of a bounce back in this last hour and recoup some losses? I don't know why. I honestly don't know why that would be, because this last hour, I'm going to keep repeating myself. Who wants to hold stock? If you're a day trade flipper, why would you want to hold anything through the weekend? You just want to be in cash, do your trading, be flat at the end of the hour here, take the weekend off, and wait till pre-market to see what's happening, because who knows what's going to happen over the weekend here. We've got potential all kinds of government policy announcements from the UK government coming out. They're in disarray. Could there be Ukrainian developments? Could there be China developments with Taiwan and China's interior economy? I mean, just so much to follow. I don't know who wants to really be long. There's no excuse to be long. Unreal. Okay, we'll see how this works out. 25.08 on GameStop. We're now 21 cents from the low of the day over there. There it is, kids. Hope you're doing okay on your option writing strategies here. As I said earlier, I was hoping that you you listen to me all week long. You listened to me all week long, and you grabbed the opportunity to buy back short-term calls that you had written, rolled into further out calls, and by that I mean late November and into December, and you picked up some serious dollars. I've been kind of encouraging you to think now in a different kind of area, rather than bring in $150 for a contract or $130 for a contract and try to buy them back at $40, $50, $60. I'm now shifting you now to go, all right, look, bring in 350, bring in 400, bring in 450, 500, 550, $600. Bring in 350 to $6 a contract into your pockets, because you've got to protect yourself against any kind of a severe sell-off that might be a 3-4 day event. And I'd rather that you are sitting on a mountain of cash in your account, that you're not spending on anything right now. You're just hoarding it. You're just holding on to this cash. You're a little bank right now, and you're in a credit position if you're playing playing a cash account, and you're in a hopefully a zero balance owing on your margin account. Even a credit position would be better, but if you're carrying any kind of a balance on your margin account, it is a minor amount of money compared to what it might have been. Too many of you, and there are unfortunately not just you guys, but people who don't watch this show. Unbelievable to think about it. They don't watch the show. These folks out there are fully margined up right to the max, and this market's in a fall position. It's backing off. That means margin calls are coming out. I mean, every day that markets drop, more margin calls come out, and that accelerates selling. Now, if we get a humdinger of a down day, like 2 or 3, 5, 800 point drops in a row, we dropped like 2,000 points in 3 sessions, 4 sessions. The margin call volumes going out the front door are going to be unbelievable, and that could cause another flash crash behind that, another serious number of points. That's what I'm worried about for the market as an entire machine. For you guys, if you're dealing with cash on hand at all times right now, and or a margin balance that's really low, like 15% or less of your ability to borrow, really low, you're going to write out this kind of a thing. But keep in mind, it's a thing that a number of you probably don't know. Having been in management, having been a VP of a brokerage firm, a national brokerage house, I had to take all of these different courses, and I had to pass the directors and partners exam as if I were an owner of a brokerage firm. I had to have the same licensing that the board of directors had at head office. And I was a branch manager and a provincial province of Alberta license holder for the company that I worked for. And I had to know how to calculate the capitalization of my firm. I had to know how to calculate firm capitalization rather than just a margin account for one of my salesmen's, clients or my branch as a whole. I had to understand the books of the business. And so I was really, I studied for months and months to be able to do these. And, I got these designations and I got my licenses. And I began to understand, and I realized for the first time in the business, and I've been in the business a number of years, and now I realized, oh my God, a brokerage house can change rules anytime they want. They are a casino in their own right. They're handling gamblers. Their employees are gamblers. Their employees' customers are gamblers. I mean, a brokerage firm has got stockbrokers, and stockbrokers have customers, clients. And here I am, in my late 20s, and I'm the VP for this company. And I'm looking at the dollars that are at risk, and it is stunning how much money was at risk at any one time. And so I got to know the bean counters at head office rather well, and I got to know my operations manager, who was a very well-trained money manager. This guy knew. He knew the numbers of the firm and the branch and the firm rather well. And we stayed on top of this as much as we could. And we made a pact together that we would absolutely not allow our branch to have margin problems. We were proactive. And so we would be on our brokers like you wouldn't believe. And I got hated for this. I mean, some of my salesmen out and out despised me because I would be on these guys to tell clients, bring in cash or lower your exposure. And we would reduce marginability allowables for their accounts. And some of these guys would call head office to complain. Head office would give them a dope slap and said, whatever your guy says is the law. And that's it. Don't ever call us again. We don't want to hear from you. And it was an interesting time how, some guys who would, 10 years older than I am, were trying to go above my head to managers above me, and they would just get whacked back down to our level. But I got to tell you, we had weeks and months in our brokerage business in those days, the 80s. We had volatility all over the place, and I remember this would be about 85, 86, just before the big crash in 87. We had our brokerage office so clean. Once a week, we would have these conference calls with head office leading the charge. And the branch managers had to be on the phone. And the operations manager, the right-hand man, had to be on the phone. Assistant branch manager or operations manager. And each office would be talking to the head accountants in Toronto as to what their positions were. And they would be talking about their problem child, their problem children, the accounts that were in the worst shape, the brokers that had the biggest margin calls, and what are you doing about it? And Toronto would then start coming in, and they would literally take over the accounts. If you as a branch manager didn't get your broker to get his act together, they would take over the account. No one could trade the account but the firm. And they were ruthless. I mean, they would just sell. There was no discussions, no 10. You didn't get a 24-hour time frame to bring in some more money. It was sell now, it's over. I never had that problem, thankfully. I never ran into that. But I remember these calls, and my operations manager and I, we would have one or two accounts that would have a margin problem. And we'd have one account that would maybe would be worth $10,000, and the client owed us $200 over their margin limit. And by the time the call was being held, we were telling the firm that we actually have a check for $500 here, which we'll deposit tonight. This account should have by tomorrow afternoon. It should be fine. And we would have like no issues, like none. Montreal would come on, the second largest office, second largest office in capital, and they would have $2 million in margin problems. Toronto head office, they'd have $5 million in margin problems. We'd have $400 in margin problems. Vancouver would come on, which is another big office. Millions of dollars of margin problems. These brokerage offices were so used to the loosey-goosey game. They were after volume. They were looking for volume of business, and they would be loosey-goosey on margin requirements. And, you'd roll over one account and get it squared away. Then another was like whack-a-mole. They were constantly playing whack-a-mole, margin call whack-a-mole. Well, when markets were steady and calm, you could deal with this. You could handle a few here, and you do an occasional sellout, but you'd find ways to get things done. But when markets started to go into the toilet and you had real pullbacks, 3% pullback 3 days in a row, you'd have a bad 10% week. Now you had multi-problems, and Toronto would just freak out. I mean, the head office's accounting department would just go nuts, and the memos would come out with no exceptions and no extensions. And, by noon today, we want reports, blah, 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 blah. Thankfully, I would get a little report with one or two accounts on there. And we just, within an hour, we cleared up. And they just go, thank God you guys do that. The other managers would look at me and go, why don't you go after more business? And I go, what more business are you talking about? More margin accounts that blow up means that the salesman is on the hook for the money, which means if I have a broker over here who has a $30,000 margin problem with a client, we sell this guy out and there's 10 grand owing after it's all said and done. We sold all the stock there is, and there's still a $10,000 IOU. Who pays that? It's the salesman. How motivated is this person to come into the office to work their butts off to make 10 grand back? And if it's a $30, $40, $50,000 problem in 1985, a new house is 80 grand. You owe half a house in debts for your clients. You're not coming in the office anymore. You're quitting. You're just going to walk away. And the brokerage firm is going to have a tough time suing this salesman to get this money because, these 28-year-old guys, they're into the market themselves. They're over margin. They've blown their brains out. They got nothing left. They're not even going to be hired by another brokerage firm to get this dough back. And so I said to my fellow managers, have you figured out how many people you go through in a year? Have you looked at your turnover? Do you have any idea how much it costs to train up a new broker? All the paperwork involved and the filings, and all the headaches you guys have for what? Extra trading that ultimately leads to losses? I don't get it with you guys. And eventually the firm, adopted a much stronger way of running the firm. Again, this is the 80s. We're dealing here with the pre-bank owned everything and run everything. We had independent houses, and some houses were very conservative. There would be no way you could open an account without 5 or 10 grand of equity to even think of getting a margin account. Other firms were loosey-goosey, and the promoters, the stock promoters, they knew where they could operate pump and dumps from. They knew the houses, and they knew the brokers in the house, and they knew some of the managers who were easygoing guys. And all these brokerage firms, all they wanted was commissions. They just wanted the commissions. I'm telling you, today it's no different. Wall Street is the same way today as it was back then, except with respect to the firms that have become banker dominated. The firms that are out there that have so-called investor analysts or investor, what do you call them? A stockbroker used to be called a stockbroker. And then they gave us new titles, asset managers and wealth managers and all these crap names. But in the 90s, it really shifted where you were now expected to just gather up assets and then turn the assets over to the pros in Toronto or in New York and let them manage the assets. And the firm would just charge a yearly commission or a yearly fee, a management fee. And that's the norm today. That is the new normal. And independent thinking stockbrokers are a thing of the past. And there you have it. Fun times way back when. It's all over now. It's all different. And you folks out there are breaking the mold. You guys are breaking all the rules. You're not supposed to self-manage your own money. You're not supposed to do better than the firms that manage your money. You're not really supposed to know all the stuff you're beginning to understand about how this market works. You're not supposed to know about options. You're not supposed to know about how options depreciate in the last 2 weeks. You're supposed to just trade. You're supposed to just trade these options with these phones and just go nuts. And hopefully, your account is funded enough with enough money that the turnover is there that the firms can just take the commissions off the top, handling fees and everything else. But you guys, uh, you guys are troublemakers. You're writing calls now to the end of November into December. You're bringing in all this money, and you're sitting on it. What the hell is that all about? This doesn't make any commissions for the brokerage firm. But at the end of the day, your accounts are getting bigger. They're getting more funded, and you're writing more contracts and doing larger transactions. In effect, you're actually a stock brokerage. You're a stock brokerage's firm best client, because as you grow your account and you grow the frequency of how many contracts you write at a time and how much money you're managing, the firms that hold your accounts are counting your accounts just like a bank. They count your accounts as assets. They might call them assets under administration, but they don't administer your accounts. You do. You administer. But your assets are parked inside of Fidelity or inside of another firm, Webull, or wherever you do your trading. And for the firm, all of you who are writing calls and bringing in more cash, you're growing your portfolio values, and the firm is noting, oh, your accounts under admin is growing. If, of course, there's enough of Uncle Bruce's clients in there. That's offset, of course, by the option players who are getting their butts handed to them, losing all kinds of dough. But that's another entire story. It's an amazing business. It really is. Admin, money under administration, and it's a cutthroat game where you get stories that come out from time to time. You might see headlines once in a while where you'll see something like 5 investment advisors leave Merrill Lynch with $1 billion of assets and go to company blah, and they walk with their clients over here and they do now their business at another firm. Why would a guy leave a firm? A money manager. If you've got 20 years experience in the business, why would you walk with your clientele to another firm? You might take with you your favorite assistant or 2 or 3. It might be a team of you that might go, and then there might be 3 or 4 others with you that as a team go in a block. Well, the reason is that the headhunters are always after asset managers all the time. And they're saying to them, hey, look, I represent a company that is looking to expand its wealth administration business. If you can convince 3 or 4 of your pals to leave the firm you're with and bring with you, like $1 billion in assets, the firm that you're joining will pay you much higher commissions as a reward to come on over, and you'll make far more money. These people are greedy like anyone else is greedy, but they're also looking for reasonable lifestyle and a better work environment. Maybe they're fed up with the rules that they're stuck in, or maybe the firm they're with has been cutting payments and bonuses, or making it harder to get bonuses every year. And these people have reached a breaking point. And the firm that is making it harder for you to reach objectives, they know that, but they're figuring, we'll have a 4% bleed out rate, but we're going to pay out 20% less to the brokers, only lose 4% of them. We're still winning. This goes on. Senior management sometimes calculates, we might lose some assets under admin, but in the end, we keep more for the guys upstairs. Because if you're an asset manager, you're not upstairs. You're not in the top echelon of a brokerage firm. You're a couple of levels above the grunts, but you're certainly not a director. And the firm comes along and says, we're a boutique firm. We'll make you a senior VP. We'll make you a partner in the house. You'll own 1% of the firm. All 5 of you each own 1% of the company. 5% is a block. There are no bonuses to reach. You just get the top payout. You don't have to worry about hitting some objectives. It's all the newbies that we hire after you guys. You're in the glass ceiling. You're in the top. You're above the glass ceiling. You get people like this who walk with assets. And sometimes it's a good thing for the client too. It can be a good thing for the client where the senior manager says, whenever you call, you want to talk to me, you always have to talk to one of my 4 assistants. And there's days I can't get back to you until the next day. And all you wanted to talk to me about was that your kid saw my kid at the Bally recital, and it was great. And I can't even socialize with you because my firm has got me doing a million things at the same time. And I don't want to do all that other crap. I just want to deal with my clients. I can now do that. I'm now doing this for quality of life. My wife's happy. My kids are happy. My brain is happy, and my assistants, they're happy because they don't have to do all this other crap either. We can just manage our assets. That's sometimes why it happens. And for clients, it can be a good thing because clients now have access to their advisor who got them into the firm in the first place 20 years ago or 15 years ago. It can be an interesting business. Anyway, welcome all to this afternoon session. We got 35 minutes to go before we shut down for the day. We're still down 340 on the Dow. We're not down 840, but we can lose ground in the last 30 minutes if the market so decides to do so. We'll just have to see if this selling picks up any sort of momentum. We're down 340 on a barrel of oil, 85.71. We've got the NASDAQ down 2.7%, the Dow 1.09%. The Dow is not even half of the loss of NASDAQ. Find that interesting, down 317 points. S&P down 2% though. So S&P down 2.06, NASDAQ 2.7, the Dow down 1. So the two of the three are off substantially more, or reasonably. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for thumbs ups, you guys. I see Sell My House Fast in Albert Marlboro. I see Nick here. Thank you. Appreciate all of this that you're here. What else is going on? Zach, your 2 days of ranting at us paid off for me. Today, Uncle Bruce, I wrote a Bank of America call this week. Got 26 cents. I bought it back for 61 cents. And then I wrote for December and I got 206. I've seen the light and it burns brightly. There you go. There's the deal right there. Even if you give back 35 cents to right now a contract that is adding $1.45 to your account. Yeah, this is a good move. Very much so. And the call you're writing at 206, if you buy it back at 80, which is still more than what you sold the other one for in the first place, you're making a nice buck after everything is said and done. And keep up this game plan. I like it. Constantine Bryan, I ended up writing 27 and a halves for 415 for December 16, 10% profit in already. I'm already ahead on this thing. Beautiful stuff, guys. Let's go. Lorraine is saying, it seems that Uncle Bruce said go out further and buy back at least 25%. That's that, and buy back. That's my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, I'm not saying buy back 25%. I'm saying go long and build up your cash position. So if your account is worth 20 grand, I want you to sit on at least 5,000 cash. If your account's worth 50 grand, I want you sitting on 12,500 cash. I want you to build your cash balance. That's what I want you to do. And if you're a margin player, I want you, if you can do it, if you can pay off all the margin, they have zero margin whatsoever. That means your entire account has a margin credit available to it. Good to know. But keep in mind, if the market's back off, your margin borrowing is lower because markets are dropping, but you don't have a debit against it. Good position to be in, really. And Brian is saying, who doesn't watch the show? Who doesn't want to wear the ribbon? That's right. Who doesn't want to wear the ribbon? Slayer, Juicy, I can close my GameStop call and keep already $40, but I'll hold on for a while yet. $24.96, down 60 cents on GameStop. Options Nomads, we're number 53 today. Bruce on the thumbs up meter for this afternoon show. Thank you guys for throwing these thumbs ups at us. We want to hit 100 as soon as possible. Credit Savage, well, looky, my 50 SoFi January 24 covered calls. I sold yesterday on the pop for 49 cents. I just bought them back for 42 cents, $350 for patiently waiting 1 day. Thank you. May I have another? What's cooking, Wendy? Uncle Bruce, thanks for the advice on writing options. Considering my restrictive work rules, I have made more money over the past 30 days with less stress. Maybe I needed to be realigned a little bit, perhaps. Nice going, Wendy. Way to go, Wendy. I'm so proud of you. You are really getting it. It's fantastic. DH, getting redder by the minute. As Uncle Bruce says, who wants to hold stock going into the weekend? Mirko Splair, try to change your mindset. Go after dollars, not pennies in this market right now. Did you write something on GameStop till December? Juan, trying to gather thoughts right now. SoFi has their earnings call on November 1 pre-market. I'm debating buying $5 calls for November 4. Currently ask is 43 cents. I know there's so much down pressure about pop. I wouldn't buy a call on SoFi at all. Not a thought. Not a chance should you put any money into buying calls on SoFi. No way. You buy the stock or nothing. Do not buy calls. The only calls you can consider on SoFi are for 2024 or 2025, not for this November. You're out of your mind. Cindy, I'm up almost 20% of my December Apple cover call sale. When are you guys buying back your calls? Cindy, you're not here for 20%. You're here for more than 50. If the Apple wants to drop off another $3, $4 come Monday, Tuesday, and you can pick up your calls at 40 cents on the dollar and write new calls for the same time frame but closer in, and you can add $3 or $4 a call, like whatever that add-on is, if it's substantial, that's what you want to do. For example, if you wrote the call that you have right now, if you wrote those at $4.50 and you can buy them back at $1.50 and write new calls for $4.50 again, there's the move. You're bringing in another $3 in additional cash immediately. Don't worry about the upside. Mirko Splair, try to keep at least 50% of the premium and then write a new one. H. Gregory, number 59, thumbs up. Rugman, yeah, that's me. Nick, we broke the brokerage house taboo. Brokerage houses want you to lose money. Brian, Nick, as soon as you buy back, as soon as you buy stock through a broker, it is shorted against your position. They always want you to lose, not Bruce. He wants us to win, so he wins. Brian, Nick, if this writing cover call out December works out, I might have to bump up to gold member status. I don't know why you guys aren't all gold bagel members right now. I don't understand. If you're willing to be a member of this channel and you're on the regular level, for $15 difference, what is that per month? What are we talking about? 20 trading days a month different. I mean, 75 cents a day to get the pre-market show and the Wednesday night show for 75 cents. You got to be Gold Bagel members now. I mean, really. I'm sure you can get more than $15 worth of advice per month being a Gold Bagel member. I mean, come on. Susan, credit. What strike did you write on those SoFis? You went out to January 2024. Michael, Cindy B, when Apple cracks the 120s. Brian, Juan, Coyote, Chris Savage of Wall Street, they love writing cover calls on SoFi. Hawkeye, I am number 70 on the thumbs up meter. Thank you, Hawkeye. Juan, Coyote, Chris Savage, give me odds of SoFi popping after earnings. I'm thinking of buying a couple of $5 strikes in case of a pop. I would not do that. Susan, I am number 76. Hawkeye, yes, Zach. Constantine, 78. Uncle Bruce, thank you. I'm 78. Let's see here. Coyote, one. I have been writing on SoFi, and it definitely has run before previous earnings. I personally am considering working around earnings in anticipation of a pop for writing. Coyote, that said, a bad overall market might keep SoFi from running much again. It's hard to say at this time, and that's why you don't want to have options right now. You don't want to be long calls. You want to be short calls. But on SoFi, I would say stay neutral. Boo, 30 minutes till my GameStop cash secured puts expire worthless. I also wrote two more that expire next week at 71 cents each on those. $24 strike, says Boo. Aurora, I am number 82 on the thumbs up meter. Bruce, 27 minutes to go. Told you were good. They were good. You were the what? Whatever. Boo, way to go. All right, Brian, Coyote. The last 5 earnings calls for SoFi have been great. Stock usually goes up, but over the next month drops back down. I would say great time to write cover calls. You are SoFi smart. Coyote, Brian, that's exactly right. Karim, what does it mean when they say S&P earnings will be 240? Apparently, what the analysts have done is they've been able to figure out that all S&P 500 companies, not every single one of them makes money. Some lose once in a while, but the overall number, when you figure out all the money they make, they come up with an earnings per share. So they add up all the shares outstanding of all 500 companies. They add up all the earnings of all 500 companies, divide by the number of shares, and they come up with a $240 profit. Now, S&P is trading at, $3,599. And a $240 earnings is what's coming out of a $35.99. So if it's a $3,600 stock, you have $240 earning. So it's like a $360 stock making $24, a 360 stock making 240, or sorry, a 360 stock making 240. You multiply out the 240 against the 3,600, you come up with a PE multiple. What's the price earnings multiple of the S&P 500? And that's how you factor it out. So if the earnings was $360 and the market is 3,600, then you have a 10-time PE multiple. 10 times earnings, 10 times 360 is 3,600. But 2,400, it's more than 10 times multiple. It's more like 15, 6, 17, 18 times earnings multiple. Whatever times 240 to get 3,600 is your PE multiple right now. And in a high interest rate environment and a high inflation environment, you have to have a lower PE multiple to compete against the outstanding, areas where you can put your money instead of stock. And so if your stock's trading at 25 times earnings, which is above the PE multiple of the S&P 500, you are considered expensive. And these days, the PE multiples have had to come down, which meant stock prices have come down. And they're going to continue to come down because the earnings won't be growing. The earnings are coming down. If you have lower earnings, you're going to have higher PE multiples, which means the stock prices have to come down to get the PE multiples down. But if in the next 3 or 4 quarters, we're going to have lower earnings, lower earnings, lower earnings, lower earnings, the pressure on the PE multiple will be immense, and the pressure on the market to go lower will be immense. That's the issue. Let's see, JG, Hank Bruce, what's the reason for having surplus cash balance at this time? Has to be able to buy on a huge dip, yes, and also be able to buy your calls back at a moment's notice and rewrite immediately. Perhaps have cash to buy deep in the money calls and write more calls on that immediately. You need powder. You need a lot of powder. And you margin call guys, you need all the powder you can get. That's the reason, Blair. I have written a December 16, 27.5 for 420. So it's not only some dollars. Right on, Splair. Way to go, buddy. Coyote, that's a good cover call, Splair. That is a good one. Credit Savage, Juan, I will gladly sell you those contracts next week. I'll ask for 25 cents more per share, though, but please buy them, yes. Mirko, Splair, very nicely done. And for sure, I want to get the best gain. Right on, Splair. Brian, Coyote, the market is fed up and obviously even. Bruce is expecting to crash soon. Thus, he told us to get the money in the bank. Remember, don't try to guess the market. Let the market tell you what it's doing. And that's what we're doing. The market is yelling at us, hey, we got all kinds of problems here. We got all kinds of issues. We have all kinds of situations here. The Bank of England and the UK economy and the UK government are on the brink of annihilation. We got problems in the UK that are massive. And no one in the United States understands it other than 0.001 of the folks out there, of which you are part of that crowd. It is so misunderstood. It's ridiculous. And I'll tell you, if this were 1980, I would have been on the phone all day today. I would have had staff meetings first thing this morning. I would have made it mandatory that everyone came into the office an hour and a half before the opening. And I would have had on the board, the whiteboard, the entire layout of what's going on with the UK. I would have brought on the conference call on my phone one of the bond traders from Toronto. I'd have bought some of the boys on from the bond department, and I would have had them tell my guys in the plainest English possible what the hell is going on in the UK right now. Get it through their thick skulls, guys and girls. Get it into their thick skulls. Get a hold of all of your clients immediately and get margin positions down to zero and build cash positions in your accounts. Now, in the 1980s, we were not yet heavy-duty option writers. This business had been around for a while, but it wasn't like it is today. There was no such thing as instant fills, instant ability to buy and sell, call and put contracts, write and do this. This was laborious. Lots of human people in between every trade. But I would have been on all of my guys and girls to call all of their clientele to give them the heads up. There's something serious is going on in the UK. You may not read about it in your local paper for a while, but we are getting this right from the source. And we would have been ahead of the curve. And some of my brokers would not have wanted to do this. They would have been reluctant to get on their phone because they don't want to give customers bad news. They were just of that ilk. They only wanted to call the customers when they had something good to say. It was pathetic. But then in those days, it was a different world. And we had never gone through 9/11. We'd never gone through the financial meltdown of 2008, 09. We hadn't yet gone through the crash of 1987. I'm talking about 84, 85, 86. This is a different time. But then again, we wouldn't have had in 86 the kind of meltdown that the UK is having now then. Because the reason for the meltdown, as I've said before, derivatives contracts. There have been all kinds of derivatives contracts offered to the pension funds and any holder of bonds in the UK to protect against low interest rates and bond fluctuations or low rates. Not insurance against high rates and bond crashes of volumes crashing out. That they didn't buy. They bought the opposite. They're on the wrong side of the bond market. And now these pension funds are watching their bond values drop. The book value, the bond values are dropping as yields keep going up. And so they're getting caught with a huge cash call. Every day, another one. They solve one, they get another one. They solve one. It's not stopping. And today, the UK government almost imploded again because the prime minister in the UK is on the edge of losing her job. There may well be another review for another prime minister in the next month or two. It's ridiculous. This is not good. Not good for business confidence, let me tell you. All right, let's see. Let the market tell you what's going on. Yes. What else? DQ, I bought back my sulfide calls on the stink this morning. Guess I should have waited. Not stinky enough. We're at 486 on SoFi, 24.95 on GameStop. The Dow off 296. We have 19 minutes to go. Michael, DQ, I wrote and bought back SoFi 550s today. Christina, stop encouraging people to invade my space. I like the attention on Wednesday nights. I was just waiting for the next mug offer. Splair, honestly, I buy the $25 membership to skip the first 30 to 50 minutes of the regular first show. And only thanks to Trading Alert. Whatever works for you, my friend. Whatever. DQ, Michael, yeah, I bought back fives. JG, Gold Bagel member is a no-brainer. Been a Gold Bagel member since the beginning and has literally changed my life. Thank you, Uncle B. Do I really change your lives? Have I really done that? I'm glad to hear that. Michael, DQ, easy 660 on a 6-cent gain. Wow. Alex, Brian, prime time is great, but I love the trade alerts. Lots of information for the trading day ahead. This is invaluable. Those trade alerts, man. DQ, yeah, I made $420 too. Splair, but sometimes I like to listen to what Uncle Bruce says. Then he goes deeper in some topics that we really start the trading alert. Michael, blaze it. Hybrid Duncan, number 63, thumbs ups. And have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you, Duncan. Coyote GameStop airing for a low of the day. Matt, is there any vids on beginners option trading from Brucey? Are there any vids for beginners? You got to go to my classes, man. You got to go to my classes, man. You got to take the classes. DH Matt, class number 1, Brian, Matt, then class number 2, and so on. There you go. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, bite the bullet and take those Uncle B classes, man. Stop screwing around. Get with the program. Slayer, and I mean won't buy because you will write. Oh, boy. DQ, Matt, he did a freebie on August 16th called Trading Stock Options and then buy the classes on his website. Bobby, thumbs up. Spot back my last short and roll up to November 25. Arms are crossed on all my contracts. Bring on the red news. Kareem, wow, thank you. Nick, Uncle Bruce closed most of the shorts. Covered calls on GameStop, SoFi GameStop made $38,499 waiting for Moderna, 6,500 short to cover. I bought 15,000 more SoFi, 500 more GameStop with the profits. Sell my house fast. You were right, Uncle B, as usual. My HPQ calls going down like a poutine. Down 38 cents on HPQ. How are we doing for thumbs ups? We have 102. You guys are awesome. I haven't even been able to catch up to your comments yet. You guys are fantastic. Keep those coming in. Snowboarder, Uncle Bruce, if you have a feeling for some big red days ahead, would it be best to wait on a poor man covered call route? Unless, if you own a deep in the money covered call and you've written a nice call against it, you're protected. Once you buy that covered call back for pennies on the dollar, you will sell the deep in the money call and buy a lower priced call. and move from there, because you're always watching the option chain. So okay, if I've got HPQ 22s or 20s and the stock's at 22, maybe I want to get into 18s or 16s. You'll have figured out which 18s or 16s you're going to buy instead of the 20s you've got. You'll make your move from the profits that you're making on profits, and you immediately will write another call for another 3 or 4 or whatever dollars you can get, as much as possible. This is the game. I can't say which stock's going to go down. I'm using HPQ purely as an example, not saying it's going to happen to that stock, but you got to be on top of your option chase. This is your new job. Welcome. Boris, regarding SoFi, would it be a good idea to buy to open option, call one of November 5, and then sell to November 25, and only be a 232? Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. Are you talking about buying calls and sell? I would just own the stock only on SoFi and let it run, and then we'll deal with call options later. That's kind of where I'm at there. It's just too low a price to bother with here. But again, you got to do it your own. You got to do your own thing. If you can write 100 calls for 15 cents and buy them back for a dime, God bless you. If you can write 300 calls for 28 and buy them for 16, God bless you. That's not what I teach. It's not what I encourage overall. But once you get the handle of options, these are some of the upsides you can play with. But you are sitting on 10, 15, 20,000, 50,000 shares. I get it. It's all right. Okay, moving on. Brian, listen to Bruce, buy the shares and then write a call. Don't buy calls. DQ, shotgunning corn whiskey. Thank you. One moment. I've got to take care of some business here. I forgot. We have 14 minutes to go here on the day, everyone. Thank you for being here with me. I really appreciate it. Let's double check this over here. Here we go. We got to go member-only commentary now. I've been a little late on that. Get that done. Thank you all for being with us today. We love you. Okay, hit those thumbs ups, folks. Thank you very, very much. All right. What do we got here? Here we go. We got 13 minutes to go. We have Beach Boy coming in here. Uncle Bruce, a donation for you, 60 shekels. Uncle Bruce, could you please tell those who haven't yet upgraded to the membership and behind on your classes what I shared on the Discord today? I sent this through email. Well, Beach Boy sent me an email today because he's involved in the Discord group that you guys are involved with. So many of you are now in the Discord chat room. I'm not. I have no time. I have no energy. But he mentioned to me that people are talking over there about the change in their lives that they're having, and folks are talking about how they're totally consumed in the options market because of my channel and how it's working out, and they're so grateful and keep it going, don't stop. I don't want to mention any names. I want to leave that sort of private between you guys in the Discord room, and you talk amongst yourselves. Whatever you say there is between you, and it's okay with me. But it's been it is humbling. I really find that when I have one-on-ones with you folks, I am told in no uncertain terms, how's that, by a high number of you, when you do have one-on-ones with me, you tell me in no uncertain terms what you think of my channel. And I never get anyone complaining about that. I always get people who are really happy to be part of this community, and they let me know how it's affected them and in what way. And look, I'm humbled. I am blown away and so happy about it. I mean, Jen and I, we talk about this all the time, and what I get a kick out of is we'll meet friends of ours socially from time to time, and I might not have seen a person or a relative for several months, and the topic will come up. Oh, how's the channel doing? Like one of those calls. One of those comments. How's your channel doing? And well, I'll say, it's pretty busy with it. I'm on the air a lot, and Jen will kind of kick in and say his viewers love him. And when Jen says that, they shut up. So, because I know she's a hitter. She'll get a hockey stick and defend. But Jen will make it very obvious that he's got a pretty good thing going with these people, and this is why he's so tired. I can't stay out till midnight with friends and what have you. Jen and I cannot even remotely think of going to a movie at a movie theater that starts at 9:30 at night and goes until 11:30. There's no way in hell, not even on the weekend, that can't happen. I'm up 4:30 in the morning every day, Monday to Friday, during market hours. And I'm not gonna abuse myself Saturdays and Sundays, so I can't get up at 4:30 on Monday. No. And so Jen makes it very obvious to anyone who's curious. If you really want to know what it's like over there, why don't you watch and see for yourself, and you'll understand just what's going on. But hey, I'm just thrilled that it's working for so many of you, and we're growing. This channel's growing. I'm stoked. Okay, what else? Nico, Mirko, we got 9 minutes. Bruce, what do you think about Tesla 220 November 18 at 12:54? Just bought 100 Tesla at 205, and I could write this call against it. So 220 call on the 205 stock, which is where it's at right now. I like a 220. I don't mind 12:54. I would love to see you get even more, but I like the third Friday in November because it's the most active. So let's start with that. Yeah, let's bring in $1,250 and let's go with it. Bruce, I just read that the U.S. 10-year note is hitting 4% interest. I'm assuming the higher the note, the worse it is. Yeah, this is a sign that if the 10-year is at 4, the 5, the 2, and the 1 year are higher, and this is a sign. Get used to this, because between now and November 2 and 3, that's when the next Fed meeting is, and they're going to raise rates by 0.75 of a point, which puts the 1s and the 2s and the 5s even higher, and that'll push the 10s to 4.25, 4.5, which will put the 30s, pressure on the 30s. But watch for mortgage rates to in November, by mid-November, to reach 7.5%, 8%, depending on, some credit scores. People are going to have 8.5% mortgages. They're going to be offered. Let's put it that way. They'll be offered 8.5% mortgage. Whether they take them or not, I don't know. And that could kill a lot of real estate deals. The money's just too expensive. I don't know how else to make it. All right. What else is going on? Moving on. Christina, you've changed my life for the rest of my life. Thank you, Christine. John's touch bet. I am number 102. What else is going on here? Let's go. Nick, you got to take the classes. How can I join the Discord? Send me a private email. Send me an email here. You guys know my email address. Here it is. It's down below in the link anyway. But send me an email. Say you want to be linked into Discord. I will then send you over to Beach Boy, and he will then help you become part of it. Okay, that's how I do it. Let me know. All right. What else? What else? Hang on here. I'm trying to catch up with comments, and I'm behind. LL number 102. And Christina, clearly the powers that be want GameStop under 25. A lot of contracts are expiring today. 24.88 on GameStop with 6 minutes to go. The Dow down 301. And Christina, I'm not going to sell any calls until next week. GameStop this low doesn't sit well with me. I'll wait to see if there's a mother of all short squeeze momentum for Monday. We'll see what happens. All right. What else? Yeah, no, iPhone 14 sales are not looking that great. I've heard that. What else? JG, Uncle Bruce, I'm looking forward to the next time we get a meet and greet in Ontario, in L or something. I'm looking for that. Michael is saying, I think that the people who complain and show hate haven't fully committed themselves to actually learning how to do this. You're probably right. You can you'll criticize something you don't fully understand. It's your right to do so. Fair enough. But until you really investigate something, why is it that the option market exists? Someone's making money. I mean, it can't just be my viewers. There has to be a reason why this option market has been around since the mid 70s and still here. They say, whoever they are, oh, you lose nothing but money in the options market. Then why is it still there? What about Las Vegas? They say you go to Vegas, you're guaranteed to lose your money. Why is Vegas still running? If everybody knows that lands at McCarran Airport, or whatever they call it now, and you go to the strip and you throw money into a slot machine that you're going to lose your money, why are they still there? There's got to be something going on here. And same with the options market. There are winners in the options market. There are more winners on this channel in options than losers, in my humble opinion, because most of this channel, there are writers. And writers make money. It's just that simple, and you have to just buy into the program. Anyway, what can I say? What else is going on? Dave, the Mac guy. I'm up 11% on SoFi since April when I started to really keep track. This is in a down market. Tell me again how writing options doesn't work. Tell me again. There you go. Here we go. WD. I bought back November 4 GameStop and wrote December 16 GameStop for 463. So 6 contracts on December 16. Thank you, sir. Brian, Christina, yes, I wrote 26.25s for December. Wing Commander, the thing about GameStop is carving lower lows. Let's go. Let's keep going. I got to catch up with you guys. I can't keep up. Let's go. Christine, the last time Uncle Bruce tested Auntie Jen's nerves, she threw her hip out and now needs a new one. She puts all in. She's got it all in. Put it all she's got. Zach, damn right. We love you, Uncle Bruce. The proof is in the pudding, just like the Geritol. Let's see. Nick, I just closed 6,500 Moderna short, profit $1,400. Now I rest. What do we got? 3 minutes to go. GameStop 24.73. Moving on. Let's go. What else? For the newbies, DQ says, I recommend an Uncle Bruce one-on-one after you watch the classes and think you have a handle on it. Talk to him. Brian, Christina, premium was $430. This was yesterday morning when I wrote him. Let's go. Late Friday sell-off we got going here. Have a great weekend from Constantine. Moderna falling, GameStop falling, HBQ falling. We're down 380 with 3 minutes to go. Christina, Brian is saying, I put in a stink bid today for 230 to buy back. Didn't hit, but you never know. And that would have been around the 50% mark. Nick, bingo. I met my today's goal of 40 grand. I made $40,003. Not bad for one day of work. Way to go, Nick. Keep it going, pal. Love this. We're down 401 now on the Dow with 2 minutes to go. 571. We're down 579 on Amazon. Tesla's down 1680 to 204. Apple 469. Down 469. GameStop down 85 to 24.70. SoFi down 27 cents to 482. HBQ down 61 to 25.41. Rocket Lab down 16. Moderna down $1.46 to 133. ME down 20. Matterport down 13. HIP down a penny. SmartRent down 24. Spire up a penny. Sextera down 38. Bed Bath Beyond down 21. Pfizer down 12. Boeing up 70 cents. Cisco down 42. Home Depot down 638. Carvana down 174 to 1714. Robinhood down 73 to 990, under $10. Vanik down 791. IBM down 185. Microsoft down 572. Goldman down 729. Google 262 lower. Meta down 370. There you have it. There's some thoughts, quotes, hopes, dreams, and aspirations. What is happening out there? Wow, what a day, what a week. Let's see, Nick, I'm buying 1,000 Apple right there. Flint Creek, yes, you have changed my life. I'm grateful. My plan is to retire in the future to manage my assets. I have a while yet. Love you, Uncle Bruce. Thank you, Flint Creek. Beach Boy DQ, you are in my world now. Nick bought 1,000 Apple at 138.25. There he is. He's picking them up. Wayne Commander, SPX sitting right on support. Bells save us. We're got a minute to go. Rugman always pulls through. Yeah, yoink, says Michael. Christina, okay, just sold 10 $25 strikes for December, and I got 4.45. Nice cash hit there, Christina. Y'all talked me into it. Deuce, popping in for the 119 thumbs up. It's Cigar Friday. Have a nice weekend, everybody. Michael, Apple to 119. Not Larry, ringing the bells. Wing Commander, I'm ringing the bells. Zach, I'm ringing the bells. Nick, should I buy Tesla too? Christina, fine. I'll bring in $4,440. Okay, I'll bring that money into my account. Zach is clapping. We are done. Another week, another day, another session. Unbelievable. Just an amazing time these days. 24.79 I see on the GameStop. 24.80, roughly down 76 cents. 395 point drop on the Dow Jones here. Brian is saying to Christina, nice work. That not bad on a nice red day to bring in that kind of money. Yeah, interesting times. 204.99 on Tesla. This sets up Tesla for under 200 at any time. It's not that it's going to happen first thing Monday morning, but the odds of Tesla not going into the 190s or lower, you know what I mean? So those of you who have written Tesla calls, we'll see on Monday morning how things happen in the pre-market. You'll look at your options that you've written in the last few days, and you folks might be rolling around here on Monday sometime where you're buying back 220s, 225s, 230s, and now writing 210s, 205s. It all depends on the stock. Again, for December, big premiums. So you're looking for another $10, $12 per contract in your account. If you can buy back at 8 and get 18, something like that, that would be kind of nice. Merkel sold 426.25 GameStop December 16th for $3.99. Coyote, see you guys on Monday. Good week. Merkel with the bell. DQ, so short Tesla. Nick bought 500 Tesla, 204.98. Grabbed them at the end. Thank you to someone just sent me a PayPal donation here. Who did that? Thank you, Christina. Thank you for this donation. Love you all, and Auntie Jen, love what you do for us. Thank you, Christina. You're very, very generous. Alexandria, Virginia. I know a couple good people there. That is awesome. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you, Dave. I'll get back to you at the end of the thing here when I'm done. Same with you, Giovanni. I'll take care of you. JG, I'll get you. Dan, I'll get you too. We'll send you everything you need to get to a Beach Boy. So he'll get you set up on that Discord, and then you guys can chat amongst yourselves and compare notes. Fantastic, all. Thank you for your continued support of this homeless YouTuber. It is humbling. We got 121 thumbs up. So awesome stuff, guys. Thank you. And there we have it. Okay. One more peek over here. Let me just take a peek at the latest on the rates. Interest rates, 4.019 on the U.S. 10-year, 2.3% on German rates. They used to be in the negative last year. Italy, 4.79. UK, 4.38%. Definitely rocketing higher. The UK this morning at one point got down to 3.87. It's now 4.3. That's the 10-year in one session. Unheard of numbers for like that. For the UK, that's crazy. That's insanity. That's a third world country debt. That's nuts. Euro 97.29. The pound 111.82 or 111.82 for the pound. So a real hit today. The pound this morning before the finance minister got dumped was 113.5. Now it's 111.8. That's almost 2 full cents of a currency drop in one day. This normally would take 6 months. One day. The Japanese yen is crashing. It's at 148.59. It was 141 a week and a half ago when the Bank of Japan tried to intervene. It did not work. It's not good. 331 is the drop on oil today to 85.80. Bad week for crude, but not a surprise when you consider how it was ridiculously promoted now, just all over the place, from the 92, 93 range to 85, 86 range, just in the last week. 92.64 on the 7th of October, and on the 14th of October, 85.81. Welcome back to the misery of this oil market drop off. And really, you deserve it out there, folks. You deserve lower oil prices. The manipulation has been criminal. $122 a barrel on the 8th of June. 8th of June was the high at 122. Absolutely ridiculous. And I'm really glad to see the crushing of this oil market to a more, not even close to reasonable. It's just here now. It's not yet reasonable. Much more to come yet. Anyway, we'll see how this all works out. Okay, awesome stuff, you guys. Really cool. Let's see. What else is going on here? Lorraine wants to buy 100 shares, but I don't know. But I don't know to buy. I'm not sure what's going on. Nick, thank you. Nick H, thank you for everything. Uncle B, thank you. Brucey boy, hey Brucey, Mr. T, just swinging by to say hi and have a great weekend, dude. Hope Jen is doing well too. Thank you. Jen is getting better all the time. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks, Brian. Michael, the U.S. should take the Saudis' air defense and give it to Ukraine. There you go. Christina, question. I've heard a guy at work who used to trade tell me the derivatives market will close within the next few years. Oh, you never know. I really doubt it. We'll see. Have a great weekend, everybody, says Wing Commander. Christina, that to me sounds crazy. Thoughts? Will options one day go away? No, I don't think so. Not options, not derivatives. Too many fees involved in that juicy game. No. Look, we've had futures since the earliest days, back in the 20s and the 30s for agriculture. I mean, there used to be wheat futures. The Great Depression, was heavily influenced by futures, and that didn't kill them. No, we've had it for coming up to 100 years, and that's not going to stop, if not longer. No, not going to stop at all. All right, folks, thank you so much for another great week. It's been great to see you. We've got a couple of one-on-ones coming up this weekend. I'm looking forward to those. I will see you on Monday. And we will get another week going here and see if we can pull in some more dough from these option players. We'll keep an eye on all the shenanigans going on everywhere. Unbelievable craziness. And we'll just see how it happens. We're going to have a lot of earnings coming out next week and the week after that, because we just had the banks today start with earnings. Many more coming next week. The next 3 weeks is earnings central. So lots to follow, lots of developments on that. And we'll watch for markets, being volatile. I would say up 800 yesterday, down 400 today. There's volatility in them there hills. Yeah. Beach Boy, thank you, Uncle B. We'll see you Sunday one-on-one. You got it, pal. Nick, I hope there's something in Europe over this weekend and everyone calms down. Life is a beautiful thing. Peace, I hope there's peace in Europe. Right on, Nick. And Michael, peaches are good too, though. Have a peach. Have a peaceful peach. How about a peaceful peach pie with some ice cream on it? That's okay. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you. Take care. Bama Babe, Nick, John Anderson, as always. Thank you, guys. You take care of yourselves. Jen and I, we'll join you from a new location Monday morning. How about that? Okay, guys. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you later. Bye from Calgary.